Well, in my last video there was actually a couple of the LEDs that were burned out, so I went and switched those out, put new ones in, and there was another couple of LEDs that weren't turning on because there was a bit of a bad connection on the perf board circuit. So I went up and double checked some of those connections, got all the connections working nicely. So now all of the LEDs turn on, and what I've done in the meantime is actually create also interface program with processing where I can serially control each LED. Here's my processing program above my Code Composer Studio program. There you go. Here we go, here's my interface. I made a circular interface representing the 40 LEDs since my LEDs are disposed in a circular fashion. So if I click on one, it should turn one on, and there we are. It's on both here and on the other circle. Then I have another third circle that I still have to hook up. But here, 1 and 1 are on. If on my program I now go and click on 2, 2 goes on also. If I click on 33, 33 goes on. So there we go. I can serially control the on-off states of all 40 LEDs using this interface, and that is useful to me just because it'll also give me the hex values. I made it give the hex values that I have to send to the shift register in order to get that on-off state in the shift register. I even numbered the shift registers. The first LEDs are actually going to be the last value sent in, so it's shift register 5, whereas the last LEDs are the first shift register. So I have the hex values for each of the 5 shift registers in order to get the on-off state for all 40 LEDs. I do 5 shift outs in order to get all 4 LEDs set the way they're supposed to be. 5 shift outs for each of the 5 shift registers. So this way I can design any animation I'd like to make, and I have the base hex values to work on to create the animation, and I can put that into a program on Code Composer Studio. Well, there we go, a serial interface. I finally got it working. Right now it's working with a USB connection to the MSP430. It took me a while to get the serial interface working. Actually, it wasn't working on another MSP430 that I had put the crystal oscillator. I soldered the crystal oscillator onto the MSP430, and I can't get the serial interface working with that. Instead, it's working fine with another MSP430 out of the package with no crystal soldered. So I might have to look into more of the programming of the clocks, the timers. I don't know what it is, but hey, it works fine without the crystal, so I think I'll just use without the crystal for now. I also wanted to put into the interface an on-off button to turn all the LEDs on one shift register or turn them all off, but that's a little bit more complicated, so I just left it off for now. I might look back into it sometime soon.